And what's going on? Fontaine here, VIP Soundlab.com. Not going to run too long on this one, guys. Just wanted to show the new ARP hold feature on Maschine 2.3 software. So this video is not going to run too long at all. So here I am on the Beast Mode virtual drum machine. This is a banging drum machine for producers who want to have a visual feel, you know, when they're making their beats in the Maschine 2.0 software. Banging plugin. So this is one of the plugins that you have to adjust some of the parameters when you want to use certain features like with Maschine. For example, if I hold down the note repeat button on your hardware controller, you have a button on the top left. If you hold that button down, it locks the ARP mode in. Okay. So for example, when I hold a pad on Maschine, okay, you get the note repeat. You can go through different note values. So in Maschine, you have a knob on there that's called a gate. Okay, on the right hand side of the screen, all the way to the right, you're gonna notice a knob that says gate. Take that knob and turn that knob to the left. I would say down to maybe like 32% as a good starting point. That way you can get a wider scale of your notes, so you can go to the higher values. For example, if I go to 32nd notes, you know, or if I go to 16 triplets, 1/8, you know, then you have different units such as, you know, triplet. You got dotted, and I can control different rates on that. Okay, so again, with the Beast Mode virtual drum machine, if there are producers out there who have that, if you want to control those values better, turn that gate knob to the left, and you can access those parameters inside of Maschine. For example, let's go to, let's say, the unit. I'm going to set the unit as just normal 1/8 notes. Okay, and I press the hold button, and now when I tap on the pad, I can let go of the pad, and it keeps going like so. Now this is with me completely letting go of the hardware controller. Okay, I press hold again, and now it stops. So that's pretty much how that works. So let's say, for example, if I was recording something like this here, and let me zoom out of this so you can see that playing down there. Let me get this plugin out the way. All right, so now if I press, let's say, the 1/8 notes, press hold, and then 1/8, I'll wait for it to come in. Now again, this is completely hands-free. I'll let go of the hold button. And now we're just playing the MIDI. Because when I press stop here, okay, you see it's not doing it there. But if I have the transport off, so it's not playing these MIDI notes down here, and I want to access this hi-hat again, I press the hold button and then press the pad. See, now it's playing by itself. Okay, I press hold again, the hold button stops. All right, so that's how that works. So let's say I want to access a faster note. Right click on that, delete these, just cut these off. And let's say I want to do like 30-second notes. 30-second notes. Again, I go to hold. Again, demo it. So now when I press play here, and let's say if I was recording that, and I'll just wait for that to come in. Again, make sure that the hold button is pressed. And we'll take record off. And I'll press stop here. And again, as you can see right there, let me zoom in on that a little bit. You can see the notes are down there. Okay. And as you notice, they're all perfectly quantized. Okay, so when I press playback here, it plays the notes. All right, and while I have the screen capture running, I might as well just give a few tips for producers out there who might not be aware. Now, for someone who's advanced, this might not be something that will pertain to them, but somebody who's new to Maschine, who's just starting out, this is a great tip. All right, I'm going to show you how you can set up some of your macro controls also. All right, so here's the Beast Mode virtual plugin. Again, the banging drum machine. You guys can get that on the site. Comes with a wide variety of drum kit sounds from the VIP Soundlab. We hire a lot of sound designers worldwide, so we have a lot of custom drum sounds that are pretty much off the chain, man. Like, trust me, them sounds is banging. So let's go over here to where it says add a page. We'll add a page like this here. Now we have a completely blank page here. Basically, the reason why I'm doing this is just because it gives you, if you want to access, I guess you could say, the meat and the potatoes of a program. You might have certain go-to parameters when you don't want to jump through pages and go through page to page to page to page, like going like this here, or using the left and right arrow button on your hardware controller and scrolling through those pages. So let's say, for example, in Maschine, you have what's called a learn knob here. Okay, when I activate this learn knob, it's going to stay locked in. So that way you can just pretty much set your parameters in a chronological order. So let's say, for example, I want to access my main volume knob here. Okay, when I turn this parameter, when you look over there, you notice how it's now controlling that parameter inside the plugin. All right. So now from this point, it's just going to go down the road. Like when I go to the next box here, let's say if I want to access my pan here. Okay, you notice how I didn't have to press the learn button again. It stays active as I'm doing these parameters. All right, so I have my main gain here. Okay, at the pan here. Okay, so let's say if I want to do the cutoff here, access that, the reso. I might want to access parts of my EQ, so maybe I want to activate that EQ. Okay, this is the on and off button for the EQ here. And we'll do the high, we'll do the mid, we'll do the low here. All right, so from this point, it just comes preference. Okay, you have all these slots here. So now that I have that set up, okay, the learn button now turns off. Why? Because on each page, okay, this is what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, you have 8 macros, okay, that you can assign to the page when you're using this function right here anyway. Okay, so now I have those set up. So now when I go to my hardware controller, okay, let me jump out of this. Now I'm completely hands-free from the mouse. I'm using my hardware controller. And again, I'm not touching anything on the Beast Mode plugin. Okay, as you see right here, the first knob now controls the master gain on the plugin like this here. So now if I'm in the mix, I'm like, hey, I want to adjust my volume. Boom, there you go. The pan. All right, now I can access the pan from over here. It just makes life easier. The cutoff. When you want to filter your sounds. This right here will activate the EQ. Now, if you notice right here where it says on and off, now that's a switch. But again, anything that can be controlled by MIDI can be controlled by the macro. So that's why I can turn that on or off like this here. Okay. All right. And then you have other parameters, you can go through like this here again. So it just makes life easier. All right, other areas you might want to get into from that point, for example, you might want to go to your channel properties, under your macro control. Well, you have your automation lane here. I mean, if you want to get things set up for automation, you have that there where you can set up your learn function. But under your channel properties, let's say under the sound level macros, we want to go to pages, okay, and add a page, whatever you were doing in your mix, for example, Beast Mode Red plugin. Maybe I was doing what we were just doing, and maybe I had like an EQ here. Let's say if I had, I don't know, the cutoff here, for example, and then we went to whatever areas we wanted to go into. The cool thing about the 2.3 update, you can go right here, then you can select copy like this here, and then you can paste the page. So if you want to get into other areas of the plugin, you can go ahead and do that, and it makes life easier. So you don't have to sit there and like go through everything over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. So I felt that was an important tip. So then that way, if you want to get down here, if you're under your modulator, for example, you right click Beast Mode plugin, we go to that page we just set up. Then if you want to, set up your automation, for whatever reason, however you want to get that set up, that's how you can get into that area of doing that. So that makes life easier when you're using the hardware controller. You don't have to sit there and, worry about going to your VST plugin. You can use the hardware because you have it set up, using that learn function that we were just mentioning earlier. Alrighty, so from that point, just make sure that when you are done with everything, however you want it, you got everything set up the way that you need it with your plugin. When you set up your new pages, for example, what you can do is you can go under here. You can go down to save as and save your instance, however you want to save your instance. So then that way you don't have to worry about coming back and then everything is gone. So you save your preset, then you name your preset however you want to name it, you know, maybe like a macro control template. Then from that point, you just save it in your hard drive and you're good to go. All right, so I figured that was a pretty useful tip that can help someone out. It's your boy Fontaine, VIPSoundlab.com. Be sure to come by the website. We have some free machine tutorials. We have a lot of free drum kit sessions. We have a lot of free templates, for example. Here's some of the beast mode red templates that we have. You know, if you want to sit there and load up some of your kits really quick from the machine software, we have some of these sounds pre-tagged and filtered, your instrument sounds and things of that nature. And we have all these free templates on the website, by the way, so you guys can come by there and just download them. We also have some great effects templates for like the Isotope Ozone 6. We just made a new drum plug-in preset pack for the new effects that's inside Maschine. We also have a great mastering chain. You know, so again, all these are pre-tagged and filtered, you know, just to make life easier. You can load them up, scan them up, and they will load up inside Maschine. All right, so that's pretty much it. It's your boy Fontaine, VIPSoundlab.com. And I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.